Speaking your truth will be the most important thing you can adopt this year. If you are not used to speaking your truth, if you're used to speaking on behalf of somebody else, if you're used to speaking according to somebody else's truth, if you don't start to speak your truth today, your life will be one that is full with deception, trauma, stress, more drama, more stress, and depression. And that's not it. People that don't speak their truth are more prone to live a life that is full of mishappenings, broken hearts, and sadness. And I'm sure if you're watching this, it's that you are ready to start speaking your truth. And why speaking your truth is so important. Let me tell you a story. In my own life growing up, because of the circumstances I grew up, sometimes I chose to not speak my truth. I chose to say what they expected me to say, what I was expected to say. I chose to say things to please others, either my school teachers, my mom, my friends, because I just wanted to fit in. I was just longing to belong. And the truth is, still today, I see so many people I love in my life, friends, family, people I'm coaching, not speaking the truth because they just want to belong. So if you're one of those that is still not speaking their truth, dear one, if you're not speaking your truth, this video is for you. As I was telling you, my own life taught me that speaking my truth would be the most important decision I could do in my life. As soon as I gain awareness that speaking my truth will radically change my relationship with friends, with my family members, but most importantly, with myself, I just got goosebumps because I remember the power and the weight that comes and the responsibility of speaking my truth. When you choose to start speaking your truth, everything starts to crumble. So this is a warning. Don't expect things to suddenly start working up as soon as you start speaking your truth. Don't expect people to love you more because you speak your truth. Don't expect your friends to accept you more because you're speaking your truth. The first thing that happens when you start speaking your truth is that the veils of illusion that you've created because of not speaking your truth, because of people pleasing, because of pleasing your parents or the system in general, will start to crumble. Actually, before it starts to crumble, you will start to see that your life was just an accumulation of little lies, of little words that you were just doing to be accepted. But dear one, we don't live in a time where we're just here to be accepted by others. Actually, it doesn't really matter if others accept you or not. What it matters is that you speak your truth. We need in the world more light workers. We need more change makers, impact entrepreneurs. We need epic individuals speaking their unique truth. There's no one universal truth. There's no one truth that fits everyone. There's just individual truths. And if we all accept our own truth and accept other people's truth, there will be less killing, less arguing, less wars. And that's why I decided to make this video, to empower individuals like yourself to take the leap of faith and see what it feels to wake up in the morning and say, today I'm going to speak my truth. When I'm asked, how do you feel? I'm not going to say, oh, I feel amazing, even if you feel like crap. And that's part of this journey of awakening in the spirituality world or in the peak performance, is accepting where you are and speaking your truth from that place. You're not complaining. If I say, hey, I feel like crap, I'm not complaining that I feel like crap. I'm just telling you that that's how I feel. Let's reflect upon your life or those that you know close to you. How many times have you been asked, hey, Maria, hey, Danny, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling great. When deep within, you don't feel great. And this is just the snowball that starts to escalate. Because today you say you feel great even though you feel like crap. Tomorrow somebody asks you, you love me, and you say, I love you, just because you're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of not finding the right partner in your life. And then down the road, They ask you, are you fulfilled in your life? And you're like, of course I'm fulfilled in my life, even though you're working a 9 to 5 that you totally hate. Truth starts from within. If you are experiencing a life where people constantly are lying to you, or you find yourself being into uncomfortable situations where people have been a little bit deceiving, lying, or just tricksters, it's because some part of you is also playing the role. Remember the law of vibration, which is the foremost law of any other laws, is that which you vibrate to, is that which you attract. So if you want to start experiencing truth and you want to be like, everybody in my life is honest, everybody in my life is, I can count on them and they're reliable, you become that example. Become that reliable, truthful person. And that, again, it starts the moment you look at yourself in the mirror. And you look at yourself and you're like, you know what? My body, I could lose a few pounds. You don't tell yourself like, oh, I look amazing. Even though you know you have like 20 extra kilos that you've gained through the months of being home, or just from working from home, or whatever. Maybe you used to be a varsity player and now you don't play any exercise or any sports. The truth of the matter is that until you don't step yourself into a place that you can see things without judgment, but you can see truth, you will not be able to see truth in the world. And as I was saying, the law of vibration dictates that which you are, you attract. So if you start to vibrate to a vibration of truth, everything starts to manifest as truth in your life. And that is priceless. Money can't buy truth. Fame can't buy truth. Being successful can't buy truth. Truth is a vibration that we acquire through daily practice, through acknowledging things as they are, seeing them through the veils of illusion, through the spell that humanity has been for thousands of years. And now we are all being called to break that veil and see through. And it starts in how we see ourselves. We are called to be stronger than ever, mentally fit, more mentally fit than ever, more truthful than ever, more loving, more kind, more compassionate. And I truly believe that truth is at the foremost in terms of importance for our development. It's one of the basic pillars of self-love, interpersonal love, and it's the way we're going to usher the new world into this era. And I get excited talking about truth because once you start adopting a standard of truth in your life, so when somebody asks you how you're feeling, you say like, I'm not feeling too good. And they ask you why, like, well, X, Y, or Z. You just start to speak your truth without complaining, without blaming others. When you start to look at yourself in the mirror and you say like, hey, I could probably exercise 20 minutes a day, instead of seeing like, oh, I'm perfect as I am. Because there's a trickstery happening in the spirituality world, in the mindset world, which is like positive affirmation. Everything's good. Well, yes, in the absolute, everything is perfect. Everything is the way it has to be. But if you don't accept also things as they are, you will never be able to change. You will never be able to evolve. So the best way to do this is start to see things as they are. And I say this, the eagle's view. You see things as they are. You know that you could be working out a little bit more, or maybe you should stop working out too much. Some people are overworking their body and they're having some heart issues, or they're just really stressing their hormones or their adrenal system. It's about seeing things as they are. And as you start to see things with truth, you start to experience truth. Your life becomes a life of truth. And that is something that is priceless. So what can you do to start to implement a practice of truth? The first thing is choose that you are going to start living a life of truth from now on. There's no more buts or what, there's no more excuses. There's not an excuse to not be truthful to yourself and to others. Unless there's people's lives depending. If I was gonna think about the Holocaust, where people had to tell the Nazis that there was like military coming and they had to hide a family in their basement, there is certain circumstances where, yes, you can say, Jose, but what about this moment? Yes, but let's say 99% of the times, you are called to be truthful. Because as you start to ripple this vibration of truth, others becoming truth in their own nature, and we live in a world of truth. So the first thing, after you decide that you are going to start living a life based and ruled on truth, it starts by being truthful to yourself. That's number 2. Be truthful to yourself. The first one is deciding that you're going to start being truthful. Second one is being truthful to yourself. You cannot give or experience something that you're not experiencing within. Remember, love vibration. So you start to vibrate in that vibration of truth. And you will see things, as I told you, the first thing that starts to happen, things start to crumble. You will start to see unconscious patterns, shadows, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you understand that you're binge eating at night. Maybe you're watching TV shows in the morning when you could be more productive in other ways. Maybe you're maybe you're being a procrastinator, a master procrastinator. Maybe you're just playing too small. When you start to see truth, it will hurt, but like any other pain, it's a trigger for you to improve yourself and to keep up leveling yourself. And then number 3, the third step is start to speak your truth to others without hurting, without judging. You just start to speak your truth. If you don't like something, you can talk about it in a very nice way. If you don't feel comfortable in a situation, start talking about it. I see so many women, if you're watching this, it's time to speak your truth. So many women that conform with a boyfriend that they're not totally fulfilled because they're under some spell that, oh, well, that's the way he says it should be. No, it's the time to start speaking your truth. And number 4, be open to the truth of others. Don't try to impose your meditation practice as the best. Don't try to impose your yoga lineage as the best. Don't try to impose your teachings and your ways to others. You can share them. But you know what's the best way to share them? Be an example. And if it really works for you, and others feel inspired to learn from that, they will come and ask you. But don't indoctrinate others with your truth. Because if we go just a few years ago, what's still happening in some ways, the church will be telling people that their way is the truth, and they have the Bible, which was then interpreted by the priest or whatever, and it happens in all religions. Christianity, in Muslim religion, in Judaism, whatever. They all talk about their interpretations of a text, and they tell you that's the truth. But we're finding through this crazy, amazing journey of self-discovery and self-mastery that they're all talking about the same truth. The problem is trying to label and brand the truth as one only from one direct lineage or one group of people. Your truth is for you, my truth is for me, and together maybe we can talk about the things that connect our truth. And don't you think this will make the world a much, much better place instead of trying to fight to impose my truth? This is how the wars are happening in the world, because everybody's trying to impose their own truth, their own understanding of truth to others. And that was the macro. Let's go into the micro. Our micro world is how you accept other people's truth and how you receive other people's truth. There's no need to be arguing with your loved ones, with your family members. Everybody's on their own journey. And like Ram Dass said once, everybody will graduate. There's no rush. So don't try to rush your friends or others to understand certain concepts. Allow them to go through their own journey, and we will all meet at the end of the tunnel. And some might be like, oh, I'm already at the other side of the tunnel. But I truly believe, and this is my truth, that we don't graduate until everybody has graduated. So what can you do today to support yourself and others in this journey? Be kind to your neighbor. Be compassionate to your friends. Be more jolly, be happier, sing more, play more, walk barefoot on the ground. Do whatever you need to elevate your frequency. Remembering truth as one of the top ethos you can embody. If we all spoke our truth in a nice, respectful way, and if we all embodied what we talked about, because many people talk their truth, but they don't embody, they're not the example of the truth, we will be living in a much, much better place. I still feel the world is an epic place to live, but there's some dissonance and misalignments happening. So I encourage you to start being in truth, align yourself to truth every morning. I like to sit down in meditation, remember my truth, connect to my heart, and make sure that throughout the day, I don't allow anything or anybody to push me away from truth. And whenever it's invited, I speak my truth. And when not, I just listen. Because there's nothing worse than trying to tell your truth to somebody that is not willing to listen. You just waste energy, you just waste saliva, oxygen. Keep your truth to yourself, and when it's invited, you share your truth. Unless there's a moment of oppression. That's when I'm really encouraging all of you during these times that there's so much misinformation, when there's so many opinions, to just stay in your center. And if they're ready, you speak your truth. But don't let anybody speak their truth through you. I'm so excited to hear how your journey in truth is going, how this awakening is going. I'm always here to help. I'm going to be posting a breathwork journey and guided meditation that I use every morning with myself and thousands of people around the world that are doing it. They wake up, they play this audio that I recorded to prime our mind to see things through a much, much higher space, which is truth and love. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's a button here, here, and subscribe. Join the family, the Live Awakened family, because I know the more we speak our truth, the more we awaken to our truth, the higher we go, and then it's all bliss and glory. Blessings, and have a beautiful rest of the day.